Hello there, I am Sienna Wright and you are watching the local news bulletin file here on Star Television Network Channel 21. First, the headlines. The Minister of Higher and Tertiary Education, Professor Iyabakima, has on Tuesday, 9th April 2019, briefed media practitioners and journalists on the development of a new credible and comprehensive technical vocational education and training policy.
The 2010 policy never went to Cabinet or Parliament, so it's a draft. They got to it again in 2014, and the same thing happened.
The Sierra Leone Commercial Bank has launched their 3 new products in banking systems using online banking, mobile app banking, and online direct banking at the Shangri-La complex.
And it is owned almost 89% by the government of Sierra Leone and 11% by the Social Security Fund.
One of the leading telecommunication mobile company in Sierra Leone, Orange, has disclosed to journalists that the company will invest $24 million in support of government's efforts to extend telecommunication services across the country.
So this is Orange. Orange is not only here to make money. I'll reiterate. We are here to provide the essential needs of the ordinary Sierra Leonean and to connect lives.
And in sports, the president of the Sierra Leone Taekwondo Association, Honest Johnson, has called on the Ministry of Sports National Olympic Committee to give more support to the discipline. Those were the headlines. It's now time we go in for the news in detail. And now for the news in detail. The Minister of Higher and Tertiary Education, Professor Iyabakima, has on Tuesday, 9th April 2019, briefed media practitioners and journalists on the development of a new credible and comprehensive technical vocational education and training policy tied around a public-private partnership with a view to increase private sector participation in TVET. Here is a highlight.
The Minister of Technical and Higher Education, Professor Iyabakima, has on Tuesday, 9th April, briefed media practitioners and journalists on the development of a new credible and comprehensive technical vocational education and training policy tied around a public-private partnership with a view to increase private sector participation in TVET. Addressing media practitioners and journalists at the conference room in the Ministry of Higher and Tertiary Education, the Minister, Professor Iyabakima, noted that the first national TVET policy was drafted in 2010 by the Ministry of Education, Science and Technology with support from UNESCO and other stakeholders, adding that the policy did not go through the regulatory parliamentary procedures leading to approval and enactment of policy. He stated that the policy remained a draft until 2014 when another review process was triggered through a loan agreement between the government of Sierra Leone and Islamic Development Bank to support the growth and development of TVET in Sierra Leone. The 2014 revised draft policy faced similar challenges. He reiterated that the current administration is in consultative process for the provision of a credible and comprehensive TVET policy from a $20 million loan from the World Bank to support skills development and guide the operations of institutions, agencies, the private sector and other TVET service providers became a priority to the Ministry of Technical and Higher Education.
Baidu Holdings and their welders, they are all from Ghana. And their computer specialists are from Guatemala. We are losing jobs, we are losing money. So that's why we want to develop, according to the task given to us, to develop this TVET, national TVET policy. Not that it was not developed before. In 2010 it was developed, and if you realize any policy that is developed in this country has to go through cabinet first, and it has to go to Parliament for approval and enacted into law. The 2010 policy never went to Cabinet or Parliament, so it's a draft. They got to it again in 2014, and the same thing happened. So we have 2 drafts, the draft of 2010, draft of 2014. if you look at it closely, they're the same thing. So they actually just copy-pasted, cut and paste from 2010 to 2014. And whatever happens is left to be judged. That's why we are finding it important to develop a policy that I'm going to take to Cabinet, and I'm also going to take to Parliament through the Ministry of Justice. So they have a team here, technical team working on this for us, and that's why we wanted to let you know this morning why we are doing this. Because with this policy we have to be quite robust, because we are going to include the private sector, those that are in TVET already. We have a lot of TVET programs across the country.
Professor Bakima revealed that the process is being led by a national consultant with both national and international experience in policy development and implementation, with similar consultations to be held in 5 regions to further solicit stakeholders' input. This include Kenema, Bo, Port Loko, Makeni and Freetown respectively.
So they are working on it hard. I think policy in collaboration, again, consultation with everybody that is involved in this private sector and so forth. We are going to work with the Chamber of Commerce. There is already a group of TVET people that are meeting constantly. We are going to make sure that we include everybody in this. And we are going to have establishing, this is a proposal, a TVET under polytechnics in the different areas. So in the East, we will have people coming from the East stakeholders to participate in this. We have coming from the South to participate. Either they have it in the South or in the East, Northwest in Port Loko, North in Makeni, and West in Freetown. So East in Kenema and Bo in the South. So we are going to have all these people participate in the development of this policy.
He noted that final validation workshop will be held by the 4th week of April, leading to the finalization of the policy.
The Sierra Leone Commercial Bank has launched 3 new products in banking systems using online banking, mobile app banking and online direct banking at the Shangri-La complex. Creighton Thomas has the details.
The bank was established on February 15, 1973, and it is owned almost 89% by the government of Sierra Leone and 11% by the Social Security Fund, NASIT. The bank at the moment, over the years, have been striving to get to the top of the ladder. And so far, with the zest of the staff, we've been able to dominate the industry by being the #1 bank in the industry. In terms of balance sheet size, customer base, and profitability. Our gathering here is to mark the beginning of a flexible, convenient, easy, and secure banking by our customers.
Expanding our markets and services to various parts of our nation, as well as ensuring that we maintain our posture as one of the leaders in the financial industry in Sierra Leone. In the light of this, let me start by sharing with you some basic statistics as to our customer base. Though impressive, we strongly believe that we have some more work to do until the good majority of our people are convinced to be believers in the financial sector. In 2013, the bank had on its books a total of 137,945 registered active account holders. In 2014, we added another 7,207 registered account holders to the mix, bringing a total of 145,152, which is roughly 5.22% of growth. In 2015, 7,014 new accounts were registered.
You know, a lot of people think that technology is an option, that being digital is a fad. And we refuse to engage with that hypothesis because technology is the only way in which we can accelerate the development of our country. It is not optional, it is a requirement. But rather, it has to be the tool that brings people who are educated and not educated, those elites and the ordinary guy in the street, the poor people and the not so poor people, the old and the young. And the way you've done it by creating platforms that work on web, that work on mobile, that are device agnostic is really wonderful. And we hope that everybody else builds solutions in that way. And before I conclude, I would like to say that this is exciting. This is absolutely the most exciting time to be in Sierra Leone. I have been in academia, in research labs, I have worked in private sector, but there's been no place that I have been that is as exciting as Sierra Leone at this moment in time. Just within the last 3 days, we saw Orange launch their Digital Revolution campaign with 4G and connectivity, and to join all the other carriers who have 4G. We need connectivity for things like this to work. Today, the Bank of Sierra Leone launched the FinTech Challenge, about $300,000 for FinTechs, and now we see what our commercial bank is doing. So you guys are leading, and I'm absolutely proud to be here. And on that note, I would like to officially launch the digital projects, the digital products that you have, and I can't wait to be engaged with you.
One of the leading telecommunication mobile company in Sierra Leone, Orange, has disclosed to journalists that the company will invest $24 million in support of government's effort to extend telecommunication services across the country. Hilton John has the details.
As a way of improving the telecommunication in the country, so that Sierra Leoneans will have access to quality network and continue to enjoy their various products, Orange Mobile Comlink, one of the leading telecom, is set to invest the sum of $24 million United States dollars. This drive is to complement government's drives in taking telecommunication services to the various corners of the country. Annie Carter, the head of public relations of the company, on the 8th of April 2019, during their media quarterly update at the Country Lodge Hotel in the western of Freetown, noted that part of their vision on improving, expanding and modernizing their network. When they started operations in 2016, Orange Mobile Company invested $55 million United States dollars.
Lives. Now for a business woman, I can be in the bus going home, I can be in my car, I can download, I can upload at fast speed. Why? Because the 4G service is here. So this is Orange. Orange is not only here to make money, I'll reiterate. We are here to provide essential needs of the ordinary Sierra Leonean and to connect lives. Having said that, I will go into our 2019 commitment.
She furthered that the company is in the country with a strong industrial investment project that will be extended to most parts of the country. With support of the gains made, it was noted that the company has provided hundreds of direct employment to Sierra Leoneans and thousands indirect employment. With short development, more employment will be provided through their services. The manager of corporate social responsibility, Desmond Spain, recalled that as part of their corporate social responsibility last year, the company spent more than 2 billion yuans in various sectors. Furthermore, during the outbreak of the Ebola viral disease, the company adopted 50 Ebola orphans, and they are presently responsible for these kids at various SOS centers across the country. In boosting the health sector, Orange Mobile Comlin has rehabilitated the orthopedic and pediatric surgical theaters for children at Kedekonot Hospital. This project is worth over millions of leones. During the month of Ramadan, they distributed food items and provisions to Muslims across the country. They have supported the Freetown City Council, also supported the government in the free education. The network manager, Daniel Fona, furthered that since the start of operations in the country, the company has spent over $55 million United States dollars to modernize its network. In 2017, they installed 45 new poles across the country. In 2018, installed 42 new poles, reaching over 925 localities across the country. This year, Orange Mobile Comlin will install another 50 sites across the country to boost their communication network, and the 4G network is operational in the western area. For Star TV News in Freetown, I am Milton John reporting.
And now to round up the news sports. The president of the Sierra Leone Taekwondo Association, Honest Johnson, has called on the Ministry of Sports National Olympic Committee to give more support to the discipline. Now let's join our sports correspondent, Hilton John, for some sporting updates.
Hello everyone, welcome for today's sporting news. We start to look and see. The president of the Sierra Leone Taekwondo Association, Honest Abayomi Johnson, has called on the government of Sierra Leone through the Ministry of Sport, the National Olympic Committee, to give more support to its discipline. He said despite the challenges faced in 2018 in the manifesto of President Julius Maada Bio, he said he will give more support to sports. He explained more to Star Sports about their challenges they faced in this 2019.
Honest Abayomi Johnson, President of Sierra Leone Taekwondo Association. Yeah, this time around, as an association, we know again how the government put interest in sport and how the government decide to develop all sporting discipline we're ready for push. I just better say if you look in sporting discipline ready for push in this country, and Taekwondo is one of the associations. So this time around, we call on the National Sports Council, Ministry of Sport, the National Olympic Committee, and let's see how they will come around to develop the sporting, especially Taekwondo, at the top on behalf of Taekwondo. Because this time around, we want to see how we will designate the sport like different in the regions. As now we don't know Kenema, we don't know Makini, we don't know Bo, and we see that how we will make a regional competition and regional seminars then. And I just believe say this is one of the good things with the president, where I believe say the one for me see the sporting in the roll about, and I just believe say listing government to get so and the president ready for push. And me at the ask on behalf of the association, make una come out, the Ministry of Sport, the National Olympic Committee, say how they will help you as young sport and as sport where they try to do well.
Honest Abayomi Johnson calling on the government of Sierra Leone through the office of the Ministry of Sport to give them more support. So let's see whether Taekwondo will get support on the NOC and also the Ministry of Sports. The Sierra Leone Premier League reached its first phase on Wednesday, where we will be seeing Eastern London Football Club will play against Port Authority. According to the managers of either side, they are looking for a must-win. Port Authority Football Club having 21 points in the league. If they beat Eastern Lions, they'll be climbing on top of the table with 24 points. So on Wednesday at the Circus TV Stadium, we'll be watching Port Authority football team play against Eastern Lions, the last match to end the first phase. Well, what does the government or the side of journalists make out of the first leg in the ongoing competition? Ishmael Saidu Kanu, who works for the BBM, and Desmond Tunde Koka explain more to Star Sports.
Mina Ishmael Saidu Kanu, I work for BBN Radio. Mina sports producer and presenter, and also I work for Tribune Times newspaper. Well, I think the Sierra Leone Premier League so far don't create a lot of job for people and don't make people don't come together again, because before now, for the past 4 or 5 years, we see everybody, we see the bad blood and all them things in there. But when the league starts, when they commence the league, we see people come together, people keep time in the stadium, people in stadium are also boring. So I think it's one important stuff that they socially, people don't really adapt to this particular league where they don't recommend.
I'm Desmond Tunde Koka, I write for Premier News. Firstly, I think I need to congratulate Sierra Leoneans for coming out in a huge number and support the National League. We, for very long time, we know they see the playing at the country. I think say it cuts across and it show the love where people can get for football in the country.
Different shades of opinion from sport journalists what they make out of the first phase of the ongoing Sierra Leone Premier League. Finally, for today's sporting news in the international scene, Chelsea secured 2-0 victory. Do you want to say that Hazard accounted for the 2 goals for Chelsea Football Club against West Ham United? The victory have earned Chelsea 3rd place in the ongoing league. Here's the highlights of the match.
Teria razão mesmo Ryan Fredericks ao reclamar para si todas as alterações por opção de Pellegrini. Grande finta e golo! Eden Hazard a abrir o livro e a abrir caminho para 1-0. É o belga a fazer aos 24 minutos o golo para o Chelsea em Stamford Bridge. Que jogada que Rivienga ali.
Tam Judwa, Dmyciak dobrał Hazard. A вот сейчас Hazard, удар 2-0. 2-0, 16-й гол. Эдена Азара, лучший бомбардир. И потихоньку он приближается к Серхио Агуэро, у которого 19.
Congratulations to Chelsea supporters. Better luck next time to West Ham United. Let's see, the race for the Champions League is so tough. Will qualify is the big question. Back to my pretty Sienna in the studio.
Thank you very much, Hilton, for that sporting update. Well, viewers, that's all we have for you here in our local news bulletin file for the hour on Star Television Network, Channel 21. I've been your presenter, Sienna Wright. Thanks for watching, and do stay with us if you can.